Here's a quick demonstration on how to use the app Shadow Puppet in order to create your course introduction. The idea is to use this app to just grab a couple of images and then do a voiceover so that we get to know you. So you'll notice in the lower right hand corner of my screen I've got the Shadow Puppet app. Over to the left of that, two over, is the Shadow Puppet EDU. I'm going to just launch the regular Shadow Puppet. The EDU version is to support teachers in a different number of ways, but I think the one that you'll have access to is the regular one. To start one of these, you go in the upper left-hand corner and hit the Create New button, the big green button, and it's going to prompt you to say they'd like to access your photos. And of course, you're going to say OK because you're going to need to be able to do that here. I have a brand new iPad here that I'm working with, so I have no images or anything in my camera roll yet, but we'll go ahead and take a picture or two using that. But I also wanted you to see in the left-hand side over here that you have lots of different ways to be able to find images. If I click on Web Images, it gives you a way to just go right out into the web and do some searching. You can do some animated GIFs as well. If you are in the EDU version of it, you actually have access to the Library of Congress and NASA. So, you know, let's just go ahead. I'm going to get out of this Shadow Puppet regular one, and I'm going to launch the EDU so you can see that. Again, you create the slides in the very same way, but teachers get access to more resources. So go ahead and click Create New to start this again. And notice how it looks a little bit different. Now I can search the Library of Congress. And since I'm from Vermont, why don't we go ahead and just do that so I can grab some images right now. And I'm going to be introducing myself, so actually not from Vermont, from New Hampshire, but wish I were. So if I find any of these images of this Vermont search that I'd like to grab to put into my introduction, just tap on one, and you'll notice that it automatically goes right down into the slideshow that you'll be creating. I'm going to skip past NASA, but I know I can go to Flickr Creative Commons, so I'll go ahead and tap on that. That's going to give me some images. Again, it remembers the search that I've used for Vermont, and it's going to give me some images that are available to me in order with copyright, some copyright restrictions, but pretty much ready to use. So let me just grab a couple of those to put into mine. And then let me go back up to just the web images, because then I can just go to search for Vermont there. But I think at this point I might do another quick search. Maybe I'll look for images of twins, since I have twin daughters. And I'll grab a couple of those. Look at that one with that little baby, so cute. So now that I've got my images there, you'll notice in the lower left-hand corner I can reorder them after I've pulled them together. So maybe what I'll do is tap my finger on the picture of the twins and slide that over to the second in the series. But what I've also realized is that I think I'd like to add a picture of me to this. So I'm going to go back up to the camera roll and notice that there's nothing in the camera roll right now, so I'm going to have to go ahead and take a picture of me. I'm going to tap the home button so that I can get out of being in Shadow Puppet. And I'll slide over to find my camera. And let's go ahead and take a quick picture. And then I'll click that home button again and come back to Shadow Puppets. But instead of trying to find where that app is, like by looking at the icons like that, especially when I have a lot of them, I can just do a one-finger swipe down, and now I can do some searching. So if I just start to type in the app in the top, you'll notice that it's right there, and I tap on it, and it'll launch it back to where I was before. So I'm going to select one of those pictures that I just took, and that's going to go right down in. And then go ahead and hit Next on the lower right-hand corner. What I have here is a series, and I'm just tapping that little arrow button so we can see and go back and forth. And you'll also notice that when I'm getting ready to do the recording by hitting the Start button down below, I also have two other things that I can do up in the right-hand corner. So I'm going to hit the text, the T button for text, and I can type something. So it automatically defaults to hello, but I might just want to type in something like Vermont. Oops, and then I can change the way that I want it to work. So I might want it to fade in and out or spin. I'll go back to the original one like that, and then just the checkbox if it's something that I like. Vermont. You can also add music if you'd like. So let me just go ahead and hit the Start button now to record. And what I do is it gives me a little countdown, and I say, here I am. My name is Susan Hennessy, and I live in Vermont, and I live in Montpelier, Vermont. When I'm ready to go to the next one, all I have to do is hit the arrow to the right-hand side, and it is going to change that picture for me. You notice I can also add text to this one if I want, so I'm continuing to record. But over on the left-hand side, I've got this little magic wand. So if I tap on that, boy, I've got all kinds of different things that I can add to this that look like stickers. I'm going to tap on that little star, and then I can start drawing with that star. So I'm just putting my finger over something, and I'm doing a circle. So I could say one of my daughter's names is Catherine. Here's Olivia. You know that's not really them, but you get the point. I go through each one of my slides while I'm talking like this, and it continues to record. And then when I'm done, I'm going to hit the red and the green button in the lower right-hand corner to save, that little check box, and it'll save it for me. It then is going to give me some options about how I can share this out. What we can do, first of all, is preview this at this point by just hitting the little camera button there, and it'll go on through, and it'll show me what it is and whether I like it or not. And then I have lots of other ways to share. You can send it up to YouTube if you've got your YouTube channel connected to your iPad there, or we can go to even just email that. So we'll figure out what best ways to share when we're together with a group. Hope this helps.